If the bold pink letters on teen magazines don't catch your eye right off the bat, maybe the messages inside will. The articles inside of this magazine send the wrong messages to kids in their teen years. Teens are very sensitive in the point of development. They're on the verge of adulthood and beginning to think about dating and the opposite sex, but they're also still young enough that they aren't ready to make the most appropriate decisions about their appearance, choice of friends, and other various activities. So, we'll be looking into the effects of self-esteem and confidence, the pressure it can have, and how it can also affect teenage boys. First off, 44% of the articles published in teen magazines are about dating and sex, and 37% are related to appearance, according to the healthychildren.org. At the same time, only 12% of the articles actually focus on school. And about 80% of the advertisements in teen magazines are for products related to the clothing, beauty, and other appearances and related items. Most of the advertisements feature attractive models which present visually appealing ads, but they don't always portray reality. The effects it can have on self-esteem and confidence issues can be quite drastic for some girls in their adolescent years. It can also really put a damper on what their self-image is. Growing up, most people didn't care about what they thought about others. You just knew you were going to sit in whatever odd outfit you decided to dress yourself in that day and be happy. And there wasn't a need to worry about whatever other people think, and quite honestly, there still shouldn't be a reason today. But there is. Today's society is so caught up in looks, and it's almost disgusting how obsessed they are with this. If you have ever looked in a teen magazine, you may know what I'm talking about. The first thing you see are the photoshopped celebrities who make it look perfect. I printed out a picture of a teen Vogue, and as you can see, it's Kylie Jenner, pretty much flawless in the sense of society, but it's not. She may look natural, but there's so many different tweaks that they have changed. As you can see, doesn't really look the same. Maybe that was a bad day for her, maybe it wasn't, but either way, they're both different pictures. The fact that they all have these images on how you should look in these magazines can really put a damper on teenagers' perception of how beauty is. Joan Jacobs, an author of The Body Project, An Intimate History of American Girls, stated that the body has become the central personal project of American girls. The priority makes girls today vastly different from their Victorian counterparts. Although girls in this past and present display many common developmental characteristics such as self-consciousness, sensitivity to peers, and the interest in establishing an independent identity before the 20th century, girls simply did not organize their thinking about themselves and their bodies. Today, many young girls worry about the contours of their bodies, especially shape, size, and muscular tone, because they believe the body is an ultimate expression of self. It can also cause an abundance of pressure. How may you ask? I mean, just a magazine, right? If it's causing pressure, it's probably not the magazine's fault, just some weird teen and their problems. Well, if you think about that, you may be wrong. Reading all the articles about how you should flirt, the proper way to make out, 1 base, 2 base, 3, even ways to dress so you'll catch your perfect crush. All these are some type of article that can probably be found in some teen magazine. Do you hear anything wrong with them? The fact that they are trying to tell you how to do something so it's the right way is the wrong way. The fact that it puts pressure on a kid because they are trying to live up to what they read, but it's not okay to. Who cares if you wear a black dress and loads of makeup like it may advise you? It can make a girl and even a boy think that they have to do things a certain way. Furthermore, many get into a gender role sense that these only affect girls, but they can do damage on boys as this boys' idea of girls in themselves. They get into this place where it's all stereotypical. Girls should wear dresses and do this and that and try this and that. And it isn't necessarily the boys' fault because they read this so they think it might be the social norm. Just as it can put a damper on their self-image as well. They might read about how a guy is supposed to be a certain way and think a certain way, and they might think something's wrong with them because that's not what they're reading, or it is what they're reading, and there's nothing wrong with what the magazine says. On sheknows.com, it also states that it sends out the wrong message for multiple reasons. Many include the self-esteem, as I stated before, and how they aren't even about inner beauty at all. If you go into any kind of magazine, it talks nothing about self-beauty or inner beauty. It's all about you look like on the outside. And even the small advertising that you may not notice, the little samples that they give you, if you're buying into them, that might be a problem. So, again, we looked at the self-esteem and confidence, the pressure it can cause, and how it affects teenage boys as well as girls. And in the end, it can do more harm than good to read teen magazines.